Alright, we're out here at the first round of the Blue Ridge Championships. Fog just lifted for the 10:20 tee time. Should be a good time. You can't not have a good time out here. I've been saying it all week. Everything's blooming. River running through the course. Just absolutely amazing. Gonna have a good time regardless. Yeah, that felt good. First throw in 2 days, 10 minutes before the tee time. That's how we do it. I told you that disc just flies out here. Mid-ranges go 4 bills. 2,000 feet of elevation is my favorite. It's gonna stop here in a second. You gotta have faith. Yeah.
Next on the tee, please help me welcome Mr. Luke Humphries.
All right, guys, going with a D3 right here. Headwind popped up right as I got to the tee box, so that one turns over. Lands safe on that peninsula, and I'm left with about 100 feet. I choose a little jumper. And we had some rain to start out this round, but it's mostly backed off, so it's just going to be kind of windy. And again, this is North Cove here in just outside Asheville, North Carolina. I'm going with Kev's new feedback on this second shot. This is hole 2. It played really tricky for the field. I was able to pin that one of my better shots of the day. A little confidence boost to start off. And this is the little flyby so you can see what's going on. You've got to take this thing out over the river with Anheuser, playing at the far OB, letting your disc hook back up. This is for righty backhands, obviously, and easy to miss. I had a guy on my card throw 3 tee shots on that one, so I'm just playing a forehand again. D3 kind of flips over on me. That one goes into an OB, and I go to a drop zone. Playing a wide A3 to the basket leaves me about 25 feet for my par. My first tester of the day, and I just don't give it enough. Kind of fell out. We're at like 2,200 feet elevation, and I think if we had been at sea level, that might have gone. Going back to that D3 forehand here, and for the third time in 4 holes, I just got a little flat on that one. Needed to be a little more hyzered, and I'm about 70 feet out. This course played pretty tricky today. I should have checked some scores as I was playing. Might have made myself feel a little better going D3. This is a 400 Luke Humphries signature run. This is a nice pop top glide stable disc. Puts me in perfect position down the fairway about 390 feet. And I just turf this A5 shot. It's not a good one. Not exactly sure what happened there, but lived to tell another tale, or whatever they say. That's another par. Not a hot start, as you guys can see. Just even through 5. Here we are. Little 272 footer on a knoll. This green is super tricky, and I'm going to have a choice now because I'm like 37 feet out. After walking back and forth, I decided to run it. And you saw my disc pop up 1 inch short, and it rolled out of bounds. So now this is my putt for a bogey. Also 1 inch short. If you're counting, that's 3 of them in the first 5 holes that cost me 5 strokes. So not the best start to my round. Going big Anheuser D2 here on hole 7. I'm a couple over par now, and I'm definitely a little warm. I landed in a creek in a tricky spot. I've got a window about the size of a Subway sandwich, and I hit it. That's probably my best shot of the day. Even with that good tee shot on 2, leaves me this straddler from about 25, and I'm headed back towards par. That feels good, but I'm still chippy. headed into hole 7. It's a cool hole. Pop up here onto this this fairway. You're playing a big left to right shot, so a forehand for me, and then another right to left shot into this very raised basket. OB everywhere around that green as well. So not the hardest hole, but it does call for 2 very specific shots. This one, hyzer out of the hands. Finally throw that D3 right. And it puts me about 250 feet away from the basket with a 35-foot raise, probably playing like 290. I'm going A3 and hyzer. This is my understable one. As you guys can see, it really held that turn and then flexed out a bit at the end. And that's a park job, so I'll be tapping in, getting back to even par. Just fighting. Here we are on the 500-foot hole 9, and I was just going to play this FX4 low into that hill, and it got away from me. Meant to flip it to flat a little more than it did, so I'm out of bounds, and right away I'm headed back over par. Little loose on that forehand shot. I was kind of trying to give it a bid. It was a P Model S, so here I am, 25 feet now for my bogey. I canned that one, which felt decent. Finally hit a good putt on the day. Hole 10 is just a really, really hard hole. I don't know how many people birdied this, but it can't be that many. So I'm playing a spike hyzer just to the mouth of the green, really. Trying to give myself a 60, 70-foot jumper up the hill. This is a super hard hole. Short right is absolutely dead. Yeah, it was kind of hard to tell, but that one went off the band. Hole 11, playing across this ravine. I threw the shot I was trying to throw on hole 9, the flip to flat FX4, and I end up right. My putt out of the stuff, man, off the band, and I'm rolling. And I did not make my comebacker from 36 feet down the hill with a right to left crosswind. So I am now back to 1 over par. We're riding the roller coaster, y'all. This used to be a par 5 here. They changed it to a par 4 for the Pro Tour. It's a gorgeous hole, OB left, OB right. Super pinched green there, as you can see. And I'm just going to play this one for par. It's nearly 1,000 feet. We do have a ton of elevation decrease as we head into this hole, so you could get super frisky and bomb this one way down there. I'm choosing to just take that one pretty easy. Not much flat, mostly hyzer on that. I didn't even see the train, not gonna lie. This was a feedback again, a 400 feedback. I find it more stable than the 500 feedback. It's perfect. It's one step down from the FX2. I'd highly recommend anybody that wants to fill that slot, snag one of those when they come up. Pretty loose upshot for me there. Leaves me about 20 feet for my par. And I can that one. Headed into a right to left, just like a little skip shot, really. Going back to that feedback. Straightened it out a little bit, so I'm going to be left about 40 feet for my deuce. Just getting through the gap, though, at this point in the round. It felt good, and I felt confident about this putt. I had let too many go. As you can see, my boy Chris filming and grabbing the bag. Big thanks to Chris with a K over there at GK Pro. This is an M2, and this is headed right at the basket. And that actually hit the basket. Nearly grabbing the ace. A little disappointed to hear the chains and not card it, but I stayed close and get myself back to even par. For like the 3rd or 4th time this round, it's been a roller coaster, y'all. Going to that D3, thinking it's going to flip up. It doesn't, and I don't know if you guys know about the whole 15 thing, but it doesn't matter where you throw that drive. You get like 210 feet away from the basket for the drop zone. So I use that A3 750 flat that I've had for forever, and even with that terrible tee shot, I just take a par, which is nice. headed into hole 16. It's a little postage stamp green just on the other side of this bridge. I'm going stable FX2, aiming it at the right side of the river and then just letting it drift over. And that one's going to be just outside bullseye. Back under par. And at this point, I'm thinking with hard 17 and 18 coming up, I'm happy to take 1 under into the clubhouse. So I go A3 off of the tee box, leaves me about 150. Base grip P Model S up to the pole. Tap in that par. That's exactly what I was going for on 17. It just narrows way too much. Might be a hole I go for come Saturday or Sunday, depending on how things are feeling, but I don't know if I'm going to be going for this one, y'all. Par 4, over 800 feet. And the worst part about this, the best part you could say, is this crazy green. It's an island, plays as an island, so you don't get to advance if you cross over it. It's just really nasty. There was a 14 on it today, I believe. You know, multiple double-digit scores were placed on it. So I'm going Spikeiser D3 off the tee, puts me about 400. And choosing to not go at the green, I throw a 500 feedback that doesn't flip up as much as I'd like. Puts me in a bit of a tricky spot over there on the left side. I should be able to get up and down from here every time, though. So I take that a more stable A3 out and give it a little flick. It pushed with some right to left wind. Gave me a weird little putt that I super doink. What a terrible way to end this round. Comes in as 1026. Somehow even par on this course is 1026. I really don't get it. But if I clean up some of those rollaways, clean up some of the loose shots, the OBs and whatever else, I think I've got a good round in me, and definitely looking forward to getting a top 10 at this place. So thank you guys for being here. See you on the next one.